Welcome to Money in the Air, the music podcast about neighboring rights, the royalties you earn from the public performance of your recordings and the business of music in general. Brought to you by IFR, the International Association for Artists and Rights Holders.
I'm Andrew, co-founder and chief royalty officer of Royalty.
Hi, I'm Gina Deacon. I work for Absolute Rights Management and I work with record labels and artists to ensure we claim the royalty income due to them.
I'm Stacey Haber and I'm from Inside Baseball Music Publishing.
Hi, I'm Tanya Oliveira. I work for Transparence Entertainment Group. I focus on World X USA neighboring rights on the performer side and rights holder side.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Money in the Air. Today, we're going to talk about specific deadlines of registering your recordings at various CMOs, specifically at PPL. What happens when you have a brand new Christmas recording that has just been released in November, December? It's getting some airplay this holiday season. What needs to happen both as a rights owner and as a artist claiming after it's been submitted?
So you've got a Christmas release and you've been advised that you've got onto one of the major radio stations' big playlists, which is fantastic news. And you do need to ensure that you register that release with PPL, because if you don't do it until, for example, February or March next year, then you will forego any royalty income that you could have collected from that usage in November, in December, which could be quite phenomenal, actually, if it's a Christmas release and you've got one of the bigger playlists. But it doesn't just impact on you as a rights holder as well. It means that the performers on that recording can't claim as well. So really, your number one concern as a rights holder is to ensure that your release is registered by the end of the year. Ideally, it's at the time of the release date so that it's covered by the license agreement and everybody can use it, definitely by the end of the year. Otherwise, it does impact on everybody.
Whether you're a self-releasing artist or you're a small label, a major label, you probably like to bulk upload at PPL. And there is a data freeze in the autumn, usually every autumn, so it's just ended. So you might have a Christmas release that came out a couple of weeks ago and then you're freaking out because you can't upload the data, but you can still manually register the ISRCs at PPL throughout the year, regardless of data freeze or no data freeze. And then as a performer, you have a more generous window to back claim. Performer royalties go back 6 years at PPL, but that's 6 years maximum. So if we're talking about, as Gina was saying, there's a Christmas release, you registered it on time, end of November 2022. After the holidays, you log on as a performer and you claim it in January, February. It doesn't mean you're going to get 6 years worth of royalties for that, because obviously it only existed in November 2022. So it's always worth bearing that in mind with the 6 year backdate term. It's since existed on the database and then it's the previous 6 years of airplay.
So it is whatever the first date of when the recording has been submitted to PPL, not all earnings since inception, since the recording has been released. This is why it's so important that these recordings need to be within these systems almost, I would say, immediately or definitely by these deadlines, because if they're not, then you're losing all income that's accruing and earning prior to the date of registration.
Yeah, and it's probably worth mentioning a couple of deadlines on the performer side. So, for example, Senna in the Netherlands, they have an annual deadline, 31st of December, to register your contributions as a performer. And then I believe it's the same in Belgium. Gina, is it at Playwright also the same?
Yeah, Playwright have currently got a 3-year royalty check that you could do, so you can log into your account and check back on your recordings for the last 3 years and make your claims. Well worth doing on that if you've got, or PPL will do it if you've got a well-wide mandate for you.
Yeah, so we still have some time. We have a few weeks, and I saw some emails from GVL the other day. They have a deadline in February on the performer side. If you want to get 2019 income, then you've got until February 2023 to register your claims. And GVL is a manual claim process, as we all know. So at least you have a bit longer in Germany to do that.
Thank you everyone for listening. Remember, if you're not already a member of IFR, go to www.iafar.co.uk and hit that join button. Email us info@ifr.co.uk. Thanks, guys.